Welcome back. Well, for the Nifty, 7997 is currently holding. So let's get talking to one company which is in focus in the broader markets. That is Capital First. Mr. Vaidyanathan, the chairman and the managing director, joins in to talk about the fundraising plans. Hi, Mr. Vaidyanathan. Thanks very much for joining in. You all are planning to raise around 300 crores. That's what the board approval is. Can you just take us through, you know, how much would you like to raise eventually, by what means, for what and by when?
Well, I'm happy to tell you that this morning the board met and approved a capital raising plan of about 300 crores. Basically, we're seeing that the market has, the buoyancy has come back, right? Auto sales are increasing, car sales are increasing, two-wheeler sales are increasing, SMEs are beginning to borrow again. So we just thought that with this kind of capital, we'll be well prepared for the next phase of growth.
Okay. Just give us a few numbers. Post this capital raising, what will the Tier 1 capital stand at? And secondly, what will be the dilution?
Our total capital adequacy at this point of time is 21.4%. If and when we raise this this amount of equity of 300 crores, our equity, our Tier 1 plus Tier 2 capital will take us to about 24%, which I think is substantial for the next maybe year and a half or so.
Okay. Mr. Vaidyanathan, wanted to get your thoughts in terms of credit growth. What is it looking like? Because you have a strong retail presence. So give us a sense in terms of what you're envisaging for this fiscal.
See, last year we grew the credit by about 30%, about 28% or so. And this year we expected to grow it by another 30%. Basically, in the space that we are operating in, which is the small and medium enterprises financing, because of the buoyancy I talked about, there is enough demand coming, there is enough under-penetration. So I think growing by about 30% per year is really not an issue. Our loan book last year was about 9,600 crores. By end of this financial year, we expect it to be about 12,500 to 12,600 crores. And we expect that even in the subsequent year, to grow between 25 to 30% is not a problem.
How soon are you likely to complete this fundraising, and which will be the route, the preferred route?
The enabling resolution is, it enables us for 1 year. So basically we have a window for a year. But I suspect once we start this process, it shouldn't take more than maybe 3 or 4 months, I think.
And what would be the preferred route that
we've given ourselves many options, but probably the preferred option will probably be a QIP under these circumstances. Once the shareholder approval comes through, the shareholder approval is what we will seek now, and that could take us about a month. And from there, we will take it from there.
So by year end, calendar year end looks quite likely.
Probably before that, yeah.
Probably before that. Okay. I'll come back to my earlier question on dilution. If you do raise the entire 300 crore?
Well, as you know, it depends on the price we issue it, but we are quite conscious that existing shareholders should, in any case, in any capital raise, should benefit, and therefore, depending on the price we raise the issue, the dilution could be between maybe 9 or 10 or 11%, something in that zone.
Okay. You did mention that your Tier 1 is currently, you're well capitalized at this point in time, but you will be better capitalized if in case you do raise these funds. There's no urgent need to raise these funds, so there's a possibility that you might not do it this year?
Well, certainly at 21% capital adequacy, I don't think can be any urgency to raise capital for sure. But yeah, it's nice to have it, right? Because the economy is good.
It's just a possibility that you would like to exercise in case.
It's more than a possibility. We're serious about it.
Okay, that's
and I think if the markets are good and there is enough appetite for our incremental equity, which we believe there will be, there's a strong possibility that we will raise it. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Mr. Vaidyanathan, we leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining in and talking to us. Well, there is some news on Ranbaxy where the shareholders have approved